Good morning. It is March 4th, out here in no man's land, and we get a few things to complete today, but first let's do the morning checks of everything. 60% here on that silage, 93% here. A couple more days now and we'll have that to sell. 14% here. Let's check our chickens. As you recall, we basically just bought all new chickens, all adults in all pens. So we've got, looks like 83 pieces there. I think it's the same here. Yeah, 83 pieces there. We're just looking for egg production basically now. And 5 pieces here. So these guys are laying eggs now because they're new chickens. So new adult chickens instead of waiting for them to grow. We just went with adult chickens. So let's check the greenhouses over here. This is fertilizer. We're going to need to move those bags eventually. 165 liters of tomatoes here, and looks like 183 of strawberries. And honey production is a lot more now. So we're already at 97 liters of honey over here because we have 3 of the largest hives possible, so that's good. And we're gonna need to buy more seed very soon because I don't think we're gonna be able to finish the fields that we own with the seed we have left. But for now we're going to basically just use up everything we got, and we'll worry about buying more seed once this is all finished over here. And just like yesterday, I was having problems with pulling this up the hills to begin with. This part isn't too bad, it looks like, just because the hill isn't as steep. But as you saw there in the beginning, it kind of had a hard time pulling the planter up the hill. But we got to finish off this field, and then we're going to use what seed we have left to start on the last field right there, the northern field. Whoa. And hopefully we'll have enough here to finish up this and put a semi-decent dent in the other field. This is going to be quite a bit of sunflowers when it's all said and done. The only thing we can't do is use the roller implement. For one, we don't own one. And for 2, this tractor is way too small to be able to pull it. Not enough horsepower at all. So we're just going to have the, what is it, I think it's like 5% less yield, or 2% less yield, or something like that. 2.5% maybe is what it is too. I don't remember which. It is. But yeah, slight yield deficit, but it's not really a deficit. It's a bonus thing that you can do for extra yield, but yeah, we're not going to be able to get that this time around. And then we got to think about the vineyard that we want to put into the first maybe 2 rows. I don't know how much money it's going to take to place those first 2 rows. But the vineyards and orchards are pretty expensive. I think vineyards is $130 per stake. Or it's not row, but it's like a per little portion per, I think it's maybe meter of a row. It's like $130 per meter. So it's pretty expensive. Hopefully the grapes kind of pay off pretty well. That is a very large investment. I mean, I know they will in the long run, but yeah, we'll see once we get to that point. We're a pretty long ways off from harvest season with those anyway, so that is in October, if I remember right. Grapes September, October, and then sunflowers is October, November. So grapes will be the first one that we actually get. Sunflowers is going to be the last thing we harvest. Yeah. Hopefully we can earn enough money to be able to get both types of harvesters, because that's going to be pretty expensive. And we'll do what we can to earn some extra money and try to pay off the loans a bit, so that way we're not losing as much money day to day, because we are losing about $15 a day right now. But if we pay some of the loan amount off, we can kind of get rid of that few dollars a day at a time. Dog must hear something. Just down there barking away. We're just about done with this field here. We just have one more field to go. And I'm probably going to buy maybe... I don't want to buy too much seed, but I might end up having to buy 600 liters worth of seed. So that way we can refill this thing 3 times if need be on the next field over there. Because this thing's actually going through seed pretty quickly. Not to mention that this tractor actually goes through fuel rather quickly too. A lot faster than our old tractor. I mean, it is a smaller tractor, so I guess the tank would be smaller. It's a smaller tractor, but it's also running at a higher horsepower rate. I don't know if that really affects anything as far as fuel consumption, but I guess it probably would. So we're going to go up and down this twice. And it's probably going to have a little bit of a hard time going up this hill. I think one thing we were talking about too last time was getting sheep. But I think I want to try and get the grapes placed down first before doing that, because I want those going first. I know sheep can be a pretty immediate thing, because we do have grass everywhere over on that lot that we can use to feed them. It's kind of the only care they need if we get the small sheep barn, just the regular sized sheep barn, because you got the pasture, the barn, and then the large barn. We would be buying the second one. That'd be the most immediate choice. Alright, so once we get these up and downs here, these north to south rows planted, we'll start going east and west, east to west, west to east. And then once this thing runs out, we'll make a trip to the shop to buy some more seed. And we're just gonna run it straight. So even though the field is gonna curb, we're just gonna run it straight until it goes off the field, and then we'll try and keep it hopefully that works well enough. But it would be pretty cool to get some sheep to actually put some of this grass to use, aside from just turning it into silage constantly. Silage is profitable, but I think wool is a little bit more profitable as far as turning grass into, essentially turning grass into wool, because you're raising the sheep on the grass and then you're taking their wool. So I would say it's turning grass into wool. But like I said, I want to get some of the vineyards down first before that, just to make sure we have them. Don't know how much wool we're really going to generate with just 25 sheep. Hopefully enough to make a tidy profit off of. And one thing we could do too is, because sheep sell for a pretty decent amount of money when it's all said and done. I mean, it takes like a year and a half before they're the highest sell point, which I believe is $1,000. We could buy half the amount in sheep, so like 13, because the sheep barn holds 25. So we could buy 13 sheep, and then hopefully raise some, get money that way, and just kind of go, sell and have more sheep, and then sell and have more sheep with the barn. It'll be a bit more profitable than the chickens, trying to do it with the chickens. The chickens, their profit mostly just comes from the eggs. You could sell them, but I don't know, it seems more worth it just to have the adult chickens for the eggs, and hence why I changed that whole idea with the chicken pastures over there. With the sheep, it's definitely a lot more profitable. I mean, wool is pretty good, but $1,000 per sheep, that's pretty good too. And it doesn't take a whole lot to take care of them. We could even sell them a bit early too, to get a little bump in revenue. And our greenhouses are going. They're going pretty good right now. The strawberries are really coming in constantly. The tomatoes, they'll be the ones that we make more money off of, but we'll definitely be getting less of those. I think once there's a lot of things to be done around the farm and we're not distracted by having to constantly check on things like that, we'll probably amass quite a few pallets of tomatoes and strawberries while we're busy dealing with other stuff. But we can always check during our morning routine, our morning and evening routine, which I think helps a lot with trying to keep everything organized. And yeah, hopefully that rambling made sense. Whenever I play this game, whether it be recording it or just playing on my own, my free time, when I, just doing my own thing, I always go from idea to idea on how to best use my time in the game. Because I don't like changing the time scale too much. Oh, well, this is all done, so now, speed it up to 120 or 300 times speed, or go sleep like 6 days in a row. I don't really like doing that, so I like to try and manage my time to where I'm getting stuff done as the days, coming to an end, and then the month changes over, and I've already, I've been able to get everything done. I also like having things to do that directly affect my farm versus doing a bunch of contracts. It's kind of why I like this map. contracts are all well and good. You know, I'm not decrying contracts in any way. They're a good source of income early game on the other maps, but I like the idea of not having to do them. I do enjoy not having to plow somebody else's field and instead plowing my own fields to grow my own stuff and sell that. So it looks like we might not have to buy that much in the way of seed, I think. We've got like maybe a fifth of the field planted already. I want to say maybe a fifth. It's going to take longer every single time I miss a little bit like that. I don't like leaving little bits unplanted like that. Let's go. This is going pretty well, actually. Yeah, it's about a third almost of the field planted, and we still have 74 liters of seed left to go. So hopefully we only have, I'd say we'd only have to buy 200 liters of seed if this keeps going the way it's going right now, because it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Which honestly, I'll probably just buy 200 liters of seed out of the spout, the goods vendor or whatever at the market, the farm shop. There's a thing there where you can buy lime and seed and everything directly, and it just pours directly into your machine. Probably just buy it from there. I'm trying to think of another way we can try and invest some loan money to be able to get some returns on our work here. Nothing's really coming to mind quite yet. Right now the ideas are just the new vineyard, the small sheep barn, and that's pretty much it right now, as far as I can figure up in my brain pan. I'm sure there's quite a few other things we could be doing to get money. Different types of activities that we could engage with. But for now, they're kind of slipping my mind. But I do like the idea of just selling different types of goods that we're producing here. You know, a good variety of stuff: eggs, tomatoes, strawberries, wool, grapes, you know, hopefully in the future, sunflowers in the future. And then once we're able to afford it, cereal. If we're able to get to that point, put down a cereal mill and actually start making the cereal. This is somewhat a ways off, though. Somewhat, I say. Probably a long time ways off. Because we definitely don't want to hold on to these loans that long either. It's one of those things where we definitely need to pay those off. Because I think it's been like $15 a day that I've been paying for the loan. Loan interest, yeah, $75 so far, and it's only been 3 days in the game where I've actually been charged for it. $23 liters left. We'll probably get one pass all the way to the end here out of this. Maybe a little less than that. But it's already 2 in the afternoon. That is crazy. It's already getting close to quitting time. But that's okay. We have all of March to finish this. is quite a bit of time. Quite a bit of time left before we need to be done with this anyway. We got the grapes to handle. We need to at least buy the, what is that thing? The soil, the subsoiler, so we can actually run that through the grapes. Subsoiler's pretty cheap. And I want to say the fertilizing tank is cheap as well. I mean, it's not as cheap as the subsoiler, but it's pretty close. I think it's only like maybe $15,000, maybe 20. I don't think it was that much. The only thing is you got to buy liquid fertilizer for it, which is a little bit more expensive than the solid mineral fertilizers. I can't believe how much less than a full tank of seed did for this field. This is great. Very decent amount finished. Oh yeah. So I'm thinking 200 liters will finish off that field. So I'm just gonna take the whole seeder or the whole planter over there to fill it up. And then, yeah, I'll bring you back once we get there, see how much the seed costs, and then we'll head back over this way. Okay, we're here at the shop. I also saw a sale I want to try and take advantage of. It's a silo compactor. Can I not? I'm not able to fill this with this? How do you open cover? There you go. No. That's not what I... Oh, you... Well, looks like we're taking out a loan because I just bought a bunch of fertilizer for no reason. Alright. So now we have seed and fertilizer. I don't know if we'll need this much fertilizer. I don't think we will. But there it is there. I need to fill up with fuel. I would also like to buy this silo compactor. We could put additional weight on it, but I don't think we're going to need additional weight. It's very cheap. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and buy that. And then we'll have to refuel. This thing runs out of fuel like crazy. We'll have to come back for that at a later time. We don't have time to be able to pick that up right now. Anyway, I still can't believe I freaking did that. Unbelievable. So I can borrow another $250,000. Hopefully that's enough for a few orchards or a few lines of vineyards up and down that spot over there. Actually, that's probably going to be one thing I check when we get back there. I want to see how much that's going to cost. And yeah, then we'll figure out how much money we're going to need for that, and if we'll have enough money for the sheep barn. But I'll bring you back once we're back home. Okay, we're back over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into construction. We're gonna check out. Let's see. I think it's under production. Yep. And then, oh, it's 105. Nice. It's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. So we don't want it too close to that. So probably something like right there. And we'll end it like right here. So we'll start it here. And we'll have it go all the way here. Like right there. And it's not telling me how much money that's going to cost yet. We can afford up to as straight down, up and down as possible. We can afford that much. It's gonna be expensive. You know what? Let's get it planted now. So let's go ahead and just take out the full amount. Okay, and then let's get it set in the ground now. Kind of back away from the road a little bit. All right, it's not as straight as I would have liked it to be. And we'll end it there. So it's roughly 23,000 per row. And yeah, that's not too bad. So we'll put one more row down. We'll have 4 rows of grapes for now. And it probably needs, yeah, it needs plowing right now. And I think what we're gonna do is, yeah, we'll leave it at 4 rows right now. We're gonna need to work on it in the next few days. I don't really have a whole lot of time to be able to plant some more sunflowers right now. Probably enough time to just do 2 rows at the moment. You know what, let's see what's the weather looking like. It's gonna be sunny, mostly. Well, looks like windy and whatnot too. I think I'm wasting some valuable fertilizer here anyway. Yeah, I'm wasting the fertilizer currently. So we can finish off this, and then we can do 1 more row. And then we'll have to call it at that point. And then we'll look into cutting some grass, collecting up that grass, and then getting a sheep barn placed. Yeah. We'll have to go with the small sheep barn. I don't want to use too much of this money, just because we want to return a bunch of this loan money back so we can take it out later. But what we can do right now is place the sheep barn before we hit the hay tonight. We can place the sheep barn and then figure out buying the sheep and all that tomorrow. I don't think that fertilizer is doing anything. The other thing we need to do is we need to make sure we can buy the fertilizing tank for the vineyard, as well as the subsoiler. And honestly, I think one more row of grapes. Let's go with 5. Let's go with 5 vineyard rows of grapes. That should be a good amount. Let's see how many jumped out of it while I was going. 5 eggs. I wonder if 5 eggs is just going to be the daily, or every other day that'll be 5 eggs. Let's go ahead and put this away. We're going to empty out this thing really quick. Let's unload it, and then let's load up the seed. And that's it. The rest of it we'll just hold on to. We'll probably throw in the fertilizer eventually here. But yeah, let's go ahead and put one more row down of grapes. There we go. And that'll do it for grapes for now. We don't have any more money that we can put any more down. Not that I would want to spend any more of the money, that is. Let's see. So that one, I can't remember. Okay, so 95%. We're almost done here with this. 16% there. I think the chickens are probably still good on food. Yeah, they don't eat that much. 83 most likely, and then 5. 16% here. 61% here. And then we'll check the greenhouses and be done for the night. And as well as the honey. 185 liters of tomatoes there. 225 of strawberries here. Very good. And we do have a pallet of strawberries. And the honey, we are up to 118 liters. So each of those pallets is 400 liters. That's how much you get from a honey pallet. So I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. I get some dinner and go to bed. And, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great night, everyone.